Welcome to Coaching Uncut, a special series on the Unstoppable Woman podcast, where I take you behind the scenes and give you a peek into the private coaching I do with my clients. All of these coaching calls have been recorded with the permission from my clients who have generously allowed me to share these with you as a way of helping more people in this world. They give you access to master level coaching and the opportunity to learn the lessons that they're learning right along with them. Please keep in mind that these recordings are not studio productions and the audio quality may be less than ideal, but the content will take you far and help you become unstoppable. With that, listen in and learn. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm very, very good. How can I help you today?
Believe it or not, I have no predestined conversation that I was thinking of today. The onboarding of my team is coming along well. I do think that my VA, like I said, we've already talked about the phasing out of the VA. And I think she's not silly. She can tell as I'm slowly taking responsibilities away from her, giving to others, giving her more project management of different projects. I'm guessing that she can tell that I'm trying to either put her into a new position or just phasing her. At this point, I think I still am of the position that's phasing, but I at least need to not, I'm still in the process of phasing her as I get the other people properly onboarded. So I'm phasing off responsibilities of hers to others at this point.
Okay.
I still have boundary issues with clients, and I need to figure out how to get over my boundary issues with clients to where I feel I have to, I'm noticing this and trying to address it as I notice it, but it's almost as though I feel I have to respond to any question that they ask, even if that is beyond what they had retained for, even though I try to give very little, just enough to entice them for more information. There's one cat that is trying my patience, I guess I will say. But my problem is I wasn't in the original IC to know what we said that we would help out with. And he's referencing, this was stated in the IC. And of course, I, chat to Kevin who did the IC. He's like, I don't remember saying that. I may have said that, but I don't remember saying that. So of course, I'm trying to create a boundary when I'm being told by one person that it was stated and the other person can't confirm that it was not stated. So.
Okay. So this is going to be a great learning. Okay. And I know you have that attitude already.
Uh-huh.
And let's take this further. One is, first I want to affirm, great job seeing that this is a boundary issue. Great job recognizing that you're irritated by it. Great job recognizing that you don't have clarity. Okay.
Yes.
So how do you go forward in a way in this scenario? Okay. So is there any world in which you just do the work that the client thinks is in the scope of work?
Absolutely not, because what he's asking for, I finally got through to him after like the fifth email that he has to pay extra for us to draft a particular type of trust. And he keeps asking questions about administration. I've already told him this has gone beyond courtesy, and although I want to support you as a courtesy, please also do realize we are a business with an expertise, and you're now getting beyond just a courtesy FAQ. You're now getting to a point of wanting us to give you direct instructions of administration.
I have a couple questions for you.
Go ahead.
I have a couple questions for you. One, whatever the contract is that the client signed, is there any ambiguity?
Absolutely none.
Okay. So is there any way in which could have implied that this was part of the agreement, even though the actual agreement has no reference to it?
And yes, I do think that there is. This was back in April when I was in Paris. It's one of his first ICs he had ever tried to do on his own. What I had seen, and I will use the word trained out of him, is when we make the comment, yes, we can assist you with that, then you put the additional caveat, yes, we can assist you with that. It would be under a separate legal services agreement, but we'll gladly be able to assist you with that.
What's the worst that he could have said that was misinterpreted? Yeah, we can assist you with that, or yes, that's part of this agreement.
No, nothing that was part of this agreement. Yes, we can assist you with that. And so I feel I've done the assistance.
So here's the personal responsibility piece.
Uh-huh.
Because I can feel it in your body, like in your energy. Ooh. You're like so irritated, right? Okay. And I get it. So I'm going to go meta on you here so you understand. This is total scarcity reaction. You're worried about losing this client, okay? You can't be worried about losing this client.
It's not that I'm scared of losing the client. I have no problem walking away from this client and giving them a refund. It's much of a burden or their saddle they're being with me. I think that the scarcity mindset is more, I don't think it's there is something there, but it's not losing the client. There is something there, though. You are picking up something. I just don't know what it is. But yes, you are correct. There's something there.
Correct. Okay, good. So here's the thing. If you weren't afraid of running out of money, losing the client, not having enough, okay, of anything, okay, good juju, good recommendations, whatever, you will contort yourself to not lose something. And that is exactly what's happening right now. You're doing on the surface all the things that are correct, okay? I can help you to this degree, but not to this degree. I need you to understand this, all of that. And, I probably would have done that over the phone, not via email, by the by, just a technical situation. You could.
And I did tell her to the wife face-to-face when she was in the office last week. It just happens it's her husband that keeps doing the email communications to me.
Okay. Yeah, but so then you get him on the phone. I need to have both you and your wife on the phone. I had a conversation about this last week. You just need to be clear, but you need to clear up your energy, because if you have a conversation with someone, you need to not come across pissy like you are right now. Okay?
Yes, definitely.
In the most loving way. Okay?
Oh, of course.
Okay, because they're going to pick up on it, and that doesn't work. Okay? But here's the thing. You are in some sort of, I'm afraid to lose something. My reputation, my income, I don't know what. Okay, you have to figure out what you're afraid of losing here. Because if you're not afraid to lose something, if you don't believe that there's not enough for you, it's very easy to set boundaries and be clear with people. Do you get the connection? Let me pause there for understanding.
I do get the connection 100%.
Okay. So what do you think you're afraid of not having enough of?
I think that it is more of the reputation, and I think another part of the anger that I have on this, as I'm thinking about this more, is this is something from the pre-age, and a lot of his questions should have been concluded in funding instructions, and I realized this is when I was never giving funding instructions. So I think that I'm displacing some of my anger at having to clean this up at them, perhaps. Perhaps I'm doing my own personal displacement here.
Yeah, let me get clear here. So even though sold this client into this new level of work, they were a previous client already?
Yes, they were a previous client we did trust work for the mother. And now all the questions that they keep asking me is about the trust work. And it wasn't until last week, as I'm going, because I was about ready to tax and attach, go review your trust instructions. I realized they weren't there. And then I begrudgingly feel responsible to try to give clarity to them, but I'm not doing it out of generosity. I'm doing it out of being pissed.
Yeah, and this is an irritation with what you stepped into in the firm previously, what was there in a previous iteration. This is being upset about you not having seen this already and cleaning it up, right? This is being upset at yourself more than at them, okay?
Yes.
So you have to own that for sure, okay? And then you have to figure out, okay, what do I need to do to clean that up? and it's the forgiveness practice for sure.
Yes.
And
Definitely.
okay, and you need to put something in practice for when past clients from a previous day and age come back for more. How do you handle that? That's a systems issue, okay?
And that's something I thought of this morning is the funding instructions I get off of one's program. They're really good and they're very general, except for in certain areas. And what I will most likely be doing is just doing a 30-second revision to these like 20-page funding instructions for different types of assets for the trust. And I'm going to provide that to him and tell him to put it into the folder or the binder that they have as just some additional instructions for him to do his own homework off of, so that if he chooses to do his own administration, I'm giving him the tools for success. Or if he looks at this and realizes the value of having an attorney handle it, I'm also here to assist him at that point. I think that's what I'm anticipating doing.
Yeah.
And all of this is coming to me as we're talking.
Okay. I love it. Power of coaching, right? So here's the thing. If there's anything left over from the previous world, okay, the previous way things were run, you need to put a system in place, not just for this individual client, but for all your clients, for all those people.
Yes.
Okay. So if someone else sells them into the next level of work, then they need to update the way we do things, okay, so that everyone's on the same page, okay? And then I would call this person and I would own the personal responsibility and go forward. It looks something like this, and bear with me if I don't understand all the details, okay? You can translate it. But it looks something like this. Hey, client, I'm going to call him Joe. Hey, Joe, I just wanted to have a quick clarification conversation. When I was going back through your file, I realized that when you came on board as a client, we did not have these things in place, and you're probably going forward with X, Y, and Z as an assumption. And that's on us. So what I'm going to do, the truth is, we don't do that as part of this process, and it should have been clarified previously when you came on as a client. That said, we take personal responsibility for that. So what I'm going to do for you is this, give you this. This is a value of $2,000, okay? Something, right? Whatever it takes you to do that. And if you want us to handle the full execution of this, let's have a conversation about that. It will probably be this kind of work, okay?
Okay, I love that.
Owning that's owning the responsibility, okay?
Awesome.
It's not an all or nothing. Some key things. It's not all or nothing. It's owning where it went off, where, what your part of that is. And you can even say in that conversation, I realized, I was thinking back on our email exchange and I realized something was off about this, and I went back and I looked, and I want to first articulate that, but also share, I'm sorry if this was, that I didn't notice this sooner and that this came out like this in the email. Okay?
Okay.
Does that make sense? Right?
Oh, 100%.
Now notice the tone of voice. This is not me saying I'm wrong and bad. This is not me saying, kick me around. This is not me groveling in any way, shape, or form. Okay? This is me owning what didn't work out, coming up with a win for the client, and coming up with a go forward plan that gives them options.
Okay.
Good?
Yes.
Yeah. So the meta is, what am I afraid of losing? Okay. Because we don't see options like this if we're afraid of losing something. We go into defense. Okay.
Yes.
We go into victim. We go into life is happening to me. And then the second is personal responsibility around us.
Agreed. Look at that. I did have something to talk about today.
I know. Always.
Always. Wonderful. Thank you for your words. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a good one. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this episode of Coaching Uncut. Let us know in the comments what you learned and how you can apply it to your own life and business. We absolutely love hearing from you. And we also love receiving your feedback. So thank you in advance for your likes and reviews. They really help us connect with more women who need this information to help them scale. So much appreciated for that and taking the time to do that. Now, if it's go time for you and you're ready to scale your life and your business, then I want to offer you up something. I want to offer you access to our Be Unstoppable Facebook group. We drop daily and weekly resources in this free group that show you exactly how to scale, what you need to be doing differently. So if you want access to that group and it's go time for you, go to theunstoppablewoman.com/Facebook group, and that will redirect you there. So theunstoppablewoman.com/Facebook group, no spaces, and start by getting your copy of the scale plan, which lives there, and it's totally free. So go do that now, and then tune in to the next episode and continue to be unstoppable.